Stop for a moment. Just breathe. Do you hear that? It's not the clock ticking on your wall. It's not the hum of the heater in the hallway. It's the sound of a name being whispered in a room you thought was empty. You've been looking at the calendar, haven't you? Counting the days, the months, perhaps even the years, wondering when the answer will finally arrive. You've felt the weight of being invisible in a world that moves far too fast for its own good. But there is a reason you clicked on this today. A reason that has nothing to do with chance and everything to do with a promise made before the world began. Before this message ends, you will understand why the silence you've been living in is about to be broken by a voice you thought had gone quiet. Something is happening right now that you cannot see yet. I know the weight of that chair you're sitting in. I see the way you look at the phone, hoping for a call or even a simple text from someone who hasn't checked in for a while. I see those quiet moments at the kitchen table when the house feels just a little too big and the memories feel a little too distant. You've faced the doctor's reports that didn't say what you hoped they would. You've looked at the bank account and felt that cold, familiar shiver of, how will I manage? You've prayed until your throat was dry, and then you stopped praying. Not because you lost your faith, but because it felt like the words were just hitting the ceiling and falling back down to the floor like heavy stones. You wonder if you've been left behind in this stage of your life. You see others moving forward, laughing, celebrating milestones, while you feel like you're standing still in a season that was supposed to end a long time ago. Those silent tears you wipe away before anyone walks into the room? I haven't just seen them, I've counted them. There is a specific kind of loneliness that comes when you've spent your whole life caring for others, only to find yourself wondering who is left to care for you. You feel like a book that has been read and put back on the shelf, gathering dust while the world moves on to the next story. You feel like your best years are a reflection in the rearview mirror. But listen closely. The feeling of being forgotten is a human emotion, but it is not a divine reality. You feel forgotten because you are measuring my presence by your current circumstances. But what if your circumstances are the very place where I am most active? You've been asking, why, Lord, and how much longer? You've been waiting for a sign, a glimmer of hope to tell you that I am still there. But there is a mystery in your waiting that you haven't realized yet. Most people miss this because they are looking for the fire and the earthquake, but they miss the whisper. Most people believe that when they can't feel me, it's because I've stepped away to tend to someone else. They think I have a priority list, and perhaps because your life feels quiet right now, you've slipped toward the bottom. They think my favor is tied to how busy or blessed your life looks on the outside. But what if the truth is the exact opposite? What if the moment you feel most forgotten is actually the moment I am doing my most intricate, most delicate work? There is a secret about the dark night of the soul that most people completely misunderstand. It's a secret that changes the way you look at every empty chair and every unanswered prayer. I'm going to show you why your current struggle is actually a sign of my intense, unwavering focus on your life. Think about a diamond. It isn't formed in the sunlight. It is formed in the dark, under a pressure that would crush anything else. But before I explain what I am forming in you, I want you to hear what I told my people long ago. They felt exactly like you do right now. They felt abandoned by the very one who promised to save them. Listen to how I answered their fear. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 49, I asked a question that goes to the heart of every fear you have. Can a mother forget her nursing child and have no compassion on the son of her womb? You know the answer to that. For most, it's an impossible thought. A mother is tied to that child by a bond of blood and breath. She hears the slightest whimper in the night. But then I said something even more powerful, something that should make you catch your breath. Even these may forget, but I will not forget you. And then I gave the proof. See, I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. Think about that word, engraved. I didn't write your name in ink that could wash away with the rain. I didn't type it into a digital file that could be deleted or corrupted. I carved it. It's permanent. It's a part of me. Every time I look at my hands, I see you. Not just the world, not just the church, but you. Your face, your specific worries, the dreams you've tucked away in the back of your heart. They are literally part of my identity. This means I cannot look at myself without seeing you. I cannot act in this world without being mindful of you. But here's the thing that almost everyone misses. They focus on the hand and they focus on the name, but they forget what caused the engraving. If you want to know how much I remember you, look at the scars on the hands of my son. Those weren't just marks of pain, they were marks of memory. They are the eternal receipt of a price paid so that you would never, ever have to walk alone. But there is a reason it still feels like you are. Listen carefully, because this is where everything you've been told about waiting starts to shift. You might be sitting there thinking, if I'm engraved on your hands, why does it feel like you're 1,000 miles away? Why is the house so quiet? Why is the healing so slow? Here is the twist that most people never consider. My silence was never my absence. My delay was never my rejection. In fact, in the economy of my kingdom, silence is often a sign of the highest level of intimacy. When you are first learning to walk with me, I often give you many feelings and signs to encourage you. But as you grow deeper, as you become a veteran of the faith, I sometimes withdraw the feeling of my presence so that you can learn to trust the fact of my presence. What if I told you that the waiting room you are in right now isn't a prison? It's a dressing room. You are being prepared for something that the current you wouldn't be able to handle. You see the delay as a problem. I see it as protection. When I seem silent, I am often protecting you from a yes that would have broken you if it came too soon. You think I'm late, but the truth is, I'm actually arriving early to the place where you're going to be next year, making sure the ground is ready for your feet to land. You are worried about the clock. I am looking at the character. But don't think for a second that this means I'm indifferent to your pain. There is a specific kind of miracle that can only grow in the shade. Hope doesn't always feel like a lightning bolt or a grand celebration. Sometimes, hope is just a tiny ember in the fireplace that refuses to go out, even when the wind blows down the chimney. You've been through enough life to know that storms don't last forever. You've survived 100% of your hardest days so far. But this season feels different, doesn't it? You're in a stage of life where you feel the sun is starting to set, and you're worried that the best parts of your story have already been written. You're worried that I'm finished with you, but I am the God of the late bloom. I am the God who started the greatest work in Abraham and Sarah when the world said they were past their prime. I am the God who called Moses when he was 80 and thought his life was just about tending sheep in the desert. There is a reason I've kept you in this quiet season a little longer than you wanted. There is a treasure hidden in your current frustration that you are about to stumble upon. You've been looking for the exit, but I've been trying to show you the hidden room in this trial. A room filled with a strength you didn't know you had. Before I reveal what that treasure is, I want you to hear a second promise I made. It's tucked away in the Psalms, and it explains exactly how I handle the broken pieces you think are useless and messy. Most people try to hide their brokenness from me. They think I only want the shiny version of them. But listen to how I actually respond when you are at your lowest point. This is the key to understanding why you haven't been forgotten. In Psalm 34, I promise something that changes the way you look at your pain. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Notice the wording. I didn't say I'm close to the perfect. I didn't say I'm close to the ones who have it all together and have no questions. I said, I am close to the broken. When you feel crushed, I am not looking down at you from a distant throne in the clouds, shaking my head. I am in the dust with you. I am the very breath in your lungs when you feel like you can't take another step. This means that your pain isn't a barrier between us. It's actually the meeting place. You don't have to clean yourself up to find me. You don't have to put on a Sunday face. You just have to be still. Because here is the big reveal, the deepest truth of this entire message, and the reason you can sleep peacefully tonight. The reason I have not forgotten you is not because I am good at remembering. It is because you are a part of me. You are the apple of my eye. When you hurt, I feel it. When you worry, I carry it. The big reveal is this. The wait wasn't about me deciding if I should help you. The wait was me building a bridge of character and spiritual authority in you, so that when the blessing comes, it won't just visit you, it will stay with you. You aren't being punished, you are being prepared. You are a masterpiece in progress, and the artist never forgets the canvas he is currently painting. Let's talk to me together. Just let these words wash over you like a warm rain after a long drought. Father, I thank you for the precious soul listening right now. I thank you that you see the tears they've shed when no one else was looking. I thank you that you know the names of their children, the state of their health, and every single fear that keeps them awake at 3 a.m. Right now, I speak peace into their room. I speak rest into their tired mind. I break the lie that says they are alone or that their life no longer matters. I remind them that you are the God who sees, the God who stays, and the God who restores what the locusts have eaten. Let them feel your arms around them tonight. Give them a sleep so deep and so sweet that they wake up knowing, truly knowing, that their name is carved into your hands. Tomorrow is not a threat. It is a gift you have already prepared. We trust you with the timing, and we trust you with the outcome. In the powerful name of Jesus, Amen. If these words touched your heart today, it's because I wanted you to hear them. You aren't here by accident. If you feel a sense of peace right now, I invite you to share that peace with others who are struggling. Like this video so others who feel forgotten can find this light. Subscribe to stay close to these reminders of my love, and please leave a comment below. Simply write, "I am not forgotten," as a testimony to your own heart. Share this with one person who needs to know that I am still on the throne. Be at peace. I am with you always.